Hello and welcome to another video and podcast from Eliteserien Fantasy. This week is very special with some crazy transfer news, but here first I'm joined by Espen to review Gameweek 19 and look ahead to the last game week before the international break. Espen, welcome back. How are you?
Thank you. I'm really fine. I always talk about Viking when you ask me that question, but I'm happy with Viking as well. We are getting up there. It's getting close to Kristiansund, and then it's not far away at the top spots. So I'm good and Viking good, and it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, a few weeks ago, or even a couple of months ago, Viking did not look good, and we thought, it's going to be a very tough season, but I don't know, transformation to Berisha and Petici, scoring goals for fun to against any team pretty much. So yeah, decent picks. Welcome everybody who are joining the stream. I can see here some of you already here. Andrew Martin. Welcome, Andrew. How are you? I think he's disappointed. He got a red arrow after like 555 green arrows in a row. So welcome, Andy. And welcome everybody who are joining the stream. Of course, before we talk anything about Eliteserien, we have to start with some big news, if you still don't know yet. But one of the best captain options, he's my legend here, has moved to the team that he smashed just 10 days ago. Hauge has completed the move to Milan, which means that he's not in the game anymore. He is already flagged, so we have to make sure that we transfer him out before the deadline of next game week. But Espen, just your reaction as a Norwegian as well, who a talented player made a big move like this. So your reaction on it?
Well, the talents in Norway are getting really good now. Haaland, and you have Sørloth signed for Leipzig, and you have Ødegaard, of course, started 2 games for Real Madrid. That's real big for Norway. And now everybody talks about, is Jens Petter Hauge the next one? It's a lot of Norwegian out there, but it's a big move. But we have to remember AC Milan isn't as big as they were, but of course it's still a great big team. I hope he will do well there. I think he will too. I think his position there, it's like 60-40 if he will start next game. I read somewhere on Twitter what it was. I think he's ready already this weekend, and he just has to play as he has done in Woodlimt, and he will get the spot. It's not like a big name who is there, then he will be a bench fodder. He's there to play, I think, and that's really important for him. He was connected to Cercle Brugge in Belgium like 3 months ago. He chose to stay in Woodlimt, and that was really a good choice. Now much bigger clubs came on. I think this will be really good for Hauge.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm so happy for him, and I'm so sad for my team that I'm losing one of them, like really very best captain options. He was pretty much very competent with Singernagel. He was on penalties. He's a beautiful player to watch. In the times when I could watch a game or just went back to the highlights, it's just like the complete player. And I think the move has been accelerated by the injury of Rebic from Milan, which sounded like a long-term injury. So yeah, there is a decent chance that we will see Hauge in the Serie A sooner than we thought, actually. So big move for him. But also, it's not the only rumor, I would say. A lot of talk has been out this week on many of the players in the last days of the transfer market, which closes in 5 days from now, including Junker, Pellegrino, Hank Olsen, some of the major template players that can bust it. I was talking to Tom last week. How can we break the template? And one of the things we did not actually mention, the way we can break the template is to actually to send the players abroad. So yeah, what do you think of these rumors at least, and how can it change the Eliteserien season going forward? 1/3 of the season left, more or less.
Well, of course, if those players that you mentioned are leaving, it will be big for Eliteserien Fantasy. It will be like FPL now. It's impossible to choose a team because it's so many options. And that will happen if Pellegrino and Junker disappears. You have only Zinkernagel and even Butici in Viking are rumors about. So then you have Berisha, Kjartansson, and Zinkernagel left in every team, and the rest you got to find out who to pick. But I think those players, most of them will stay. It's not really big rumors on everyone right now. Pellegrino, I'm pretty sure he will stay. Butici, his contract is ending after the season. I think he will stay as well. Maybe someone will sign him from January, but he will play in Viking. Junker, I really think Bodø/Glimt won't sell him, even though they have Boniface. So it's got to be a big, some big money to get him away. And Hanke Olsen, it was I've spoken to someone from Stabæk. It actually was like 50-50 if he will leave. So maybe that's the man who's closest to leave.
Well, yeah, I would not rule out the Junker move before the closure of the transfer window. I do think he will have to play next weekend because Boniface is suspended. So from a tactical point of view, they don't have a striker, so they need one until Boniface is back. And then they need 5 wins, if I'm not mistaken, 5 wins to win the title. If they can guarantee one next week going to the international break, then there's a decent chance they will just let him go and they will grind the 4 wins. I don't think it's a big problem. Boniface and Solbakken should do. But Hank also was a surprise to me because I wildcarded last week and or the week before, and I put him in for different reasons, bonus magnet and so. So I feel like in 2 weeks' time or for the remaining transfer window, I will have half of my team is transferred out of the country. So yeah, Ryan Walker is here. Welcome. Good evening. Trevor Barreto, who joined the Slack today. So welcome, my friend. Post 2 points as well. Welcome. Of course, everybody here. So let's start looking at this captaincy. I just put a picture of Hauge. 6 times I captained him since the double game week. Never changed the captaincy on him. Decent score. So a thank you message to Jens Peter Hauge and all the best in Milano. Yeah, let's go and review game week 19. That is 86 points for you, Espen. Game week rank of 2,900. Overall rank 666. So, like, what a pattern. Amazing. So tell us about your team and what moves have you made?
Well, first of all, the captaincy you showed just now. You stayed on Hauge all the time. I've been switching, and I've been switching wrong. I like 6 rounds in a row until now. I captained Zinkernagel. It was the correct one. Did you captain Hauge? You will show afterwards.
No.
Who you captain?
No, but, I betrayed Hauge in the last game week. Even if he got 4 points, he still outscored my captain.
Yeah, okay, that's right. But I've lost some. I've lost a lot by my captaincy lately, and that's also a reason why you are ahead of me. We're still pretty close, but it will be close all the way. And I also have to mention our league, ESNFantasy.
Yeah,
I'm 44 this year, and last year I was top 40 overall in the whole world. Okay, but I'm 600 now. I'm still 44 in ESNFantasy. The players in our league are really good this year. They showed us that they can be here instead of us because they are so good.
Yeah.
So that's perfect. But back to my team, Zinkernagel captain. I didn't do anything because I was wildcarding the game week before. So I have 2 transfers now. But not happy with my defenders because I benched both Ness and Vidar Jonsson. But of course, you gotta bench Jonsson that game away to Molde. We can't say anything about that. But when I was thinking about it, maybe Heggheim was not supposed to be there as he played Mjøndalen away, and Ness and Sarpsborg has kept clean sheets for a while now. So maybe that was a mistake. But elsewhere, Butici and Pellegrino still does good. And if you don't have Espen Ruud, you really got to get him in.
Are you still in the cup then?
No, I lost the game when this problem, with Berisha, I didn't get him. I sold him, and then he scored 19 points, and that was the end of the cup for me.
All right. Well, yeah, 86 points is still a solid game week. I'll go next, 63, and the score is okay, and I'm 514. So actually, there are only 8 points between both of us. So it will be close all the way, and I have to support my 32% people who voted that I will beat you this season. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm really annoyed of two things. First one, I benched VAJ. It made sense at the time. But on Saturday, before the deadline, I have always a football match. And I was only 1 minute late from seeing the lineups. At 5:01, I saw that Gregerson was benched. And I did not see that the game is being updated or closed. So I tried to put VAJ in. Like, okay, I'm going to put him in. Maybe he would get an attacker return or something. And it felt like the move was done, the switch was done, but of course the deadline has passed, so it did not go through. And then I got Daland off the bench for Gregerson. So I'm a bit annoyed with that. And of course, I captained Berisha because I wanted a change against Mjøndalen. And then somehow he went off just a few minutes after the second half, after the halftime. So a bit disappointed. Signanar would have been the one, a vice captain. I just don't know. I just went for the first. The game week where I changed it on Hauge, I just got it wrong. So I'll make sure that Signanar is probably the captain going forward. Espen Ruud is a legend. Mate of Nelson, another clean sheet since I wildcarded, so that's decent. Hank Olsen, 2 bonus points. Pellegrino, business as usual, his goal. Pitici, business as usual. Kjartansen is a weird one. Yeah, I mean, we looked at the stats from the last 2 game weeks, and it felt like he could have scored 5 goals, but he actually scored 1 and missed a penalty. So
it's so lucky. All the managers that didn't get him in those 2 games against Molde and Bodø/Glimt, they're so lucky. I'm furious because 2 great chances against 3 against Molde and 2, maybe 3 against Bodø/Glimt as well. Yeah. He should 2 hat-tricks.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened to him. He missed sitters by sitters. So, that's...
And he used to be subbed off after 70 minutes, but he completed the match against Bodø/Glimt. So it's a sign that he built his fitness back. So I'm a bit concerned about my team. Look at the flags everywhere. So we'll see how it goes between now and Saturday morning. But let's go through the matches. And I want to give a shout out to one on the chat, Andre Marks, who is saying hi from Brazil. Wow, we have a follower from Brazil, so that's amazing. Right, so let's start by going through the clean sheet of Sandefjord. I want to triple up on the Sandefjord defense. They are cheap. They keep clean sheets. They are my favorite team after Bodø/Glimt. So, yeah, what's going on with Molde, who actually still lost 5 of the last 7 matches or 7 of the last 10, something like that. And did not make it to the Champions League. So how can we read Molde going forward? Yeah, it's difficult.
We can't read them yet, is my thought. I think we gotta wait some game weeks, and maybe we can see if Molde are playing Europe League, Europe team in one game in Europe, and another team in Eliteserien. Maybe they will do it, so we will always know that, okay, Uhi is starting every Eliteserien game, for example. Or Kitolano is playing every Eliteserien, Haugen is playing every in Europe. Maybe they will do something like that, because there is games, weekends, midweek, weekends, all the way now, the rest of the year. So they have to do something in their team, and I think actually they might do that. Play one team in Europe and one team in Eliteserien. Then we have to, of course, find out if the team who's playing in Eliteserien is good enough to get in our fantasy league. So it's wait and see with Molde. But I think Jonsson as a left winger for Sandefjord, 4.5 defender, he's a man to have in your team.
Yeah.
Even though I won't start him the next few game weeks until maybe against Start away
22,
in
I
game week
think.
22, and maybe home to Brann and Stabæk the game weeks after as well. He's a differential, and I don't think too many people are getting him in, even though he's scoring points.
He has doubled his percentage since we talked about him maybe a couple of weeks ago. He's only 1.9%. He was always under 1%, but since we both got him on the wildcard, it attracted more people. His price never changed. He is decent. I think there's a stat. He returned in 6 of his last 7 starts with a clean sheet or assist or a goal. So you wouldn't find a better 4.5 asset than VAJ, and I'm a bit regretting that I bench him. He's not a man to bench if he's out of position. He can do it against any team really, but he's not there for the bonus points. Whatever he does, he scored a goal in a 1-0 game, I think, or 2-0 game, and he did not get any bonus points. So you would really rely on him to break through and score for you some points. But yeah, I like Sandy Fjord. Maybe I will double up at some point if I struggle with a budget. That would be crazy, but they have shown that they are decent enough to do it. Yeah, so another good game for a clean sheet. It's Sarpsborg against Strømgodset. You benched Ness, but you've got you don't have Mitov Nelson, right? So you did not get any clean sheet from Sarpsborg last game week.
No, I didn't. So that's too bad. I was thinking Hansen or Mitov Nilsson in my team, and I ended up with Hansen because I had Ness anyway, so I thought enough with just one Sarpsborg clean sheet. But again, they're keeping clean sheets, and the games coming up too, I think there will be more. So in my planned hit now, I gotta make a hit to get in Junker for Hauge and so on. Maybe I just had to go from Hansen to Mitov Nilsson to have some extra money. But again, I'm not too sure about it. And for Strømsgodset, 2 games in a row without scoring and without receiving any goals. So next game for them against Viking, I don't want Heggheim to start. I have in my start lineup. I think Viking will concede a goal because Strømsgodset, they got to score now. 2 games in a row without a goal. And it's a team to score goals. But I think maybe it was the right move to bench Ness, because I always expect Strømsgodset to score. They're a team who are always involved in a lot of goals.
Salvesen is one of the strikers that is considered now as differential. But I don't know. Now we look at the template and it's Kjartansen, Berisha, and Junker possibly. So can we fit Salvesen somewhere? Can we fit any? Because he's a guy who can score, but he's a moody guy. He can go in a run for 3-4 blanks, but he will score like 10-15 points in one game. So is he someone you would consider?
Not for this moment, just because we have 3 strikers that we want to play now. So maybe later. Strømsgodset are not the greatest fixture at all. So maybe at the end, when they're meeting the 3 last game weeks, maybe he's a differential than meeting Haugesund, Ålesund, and Stabæk in the 3 last game weeks. So I will wait, and I don't think I will buy him until maybe game week 28.
That sounds good. Alessand gave a good game to Rosenborg. Oh, Rosenborg were not good. I don't know. But Zachariasen comes again with a brace, 15 points for this guy, and he is back into the mix of the midfielders. Hayden has scored a lot of Hayden, but that's Sigurd Hayden who scored for Alessand. Borven has gone, which also a highlight of the week. He's gone to Turkey. So Welcome, hello, Islamovic. He is the nailed on guy. Holse is also someone. There is no rotation on the wings anymore. Any consideration for Rosenborg?
Well, now as they just now lost the game against PSV from the Netherlands, they are out from Europe, which will mean they are starting the best team in every game and will do everything they can to get the second spot. This means Hansen, my goalkeeper, I think I will keep him because he will play every game now for sure. The same with Hedenstad. Actually, I think he got that spot from Reitan now. And the midfield with the Henriksen, Skjelbred, and Zachariasen, that's really a good trio. That's a Norwegian word. But at top, you said no rotation, but both Adi Benro and Helland is really like back now. So suddenly they are in. But Holse has been playing good, and he's for this moment. I think he's nailed on, and he will start the next few games. But of course, it's competition in every position, as well as a striker, because they are trying to sign someone until the deadline.
Sounds interesting. Yeah, and I'm looking now at Rosenborg lineup that played against PSV. I don't know how is the formation. Is it Zachariasen was like a deep line midfielder, Hendrickson and Skilbred. I wonder who was the CDM there.
It's Skjelbred, I think. It's Skjelbred. It gotta be Skjelbred.
Okay, yeah. So it could be this guy. All right. So it would be interesting because I think Essen was the one that always plays, and somehow he's dropped for this game. So it will be interesting to see how is Henriksen signing with impact the formation, positioning, and so on. I don't know what's the price of Henriksen. Is he in the game? Did not really check, but he could be.
I'm not sure, but I think it's 7.5 if I remember correctly. But he was really good today. I didn't watch the game, but Twitter says so, that he was a great man on that midfield today.
An interesting one. A crazy game. 8 goals. 3 of them came in the last 5 minutes of the game. Oddly gave up a 4-1 lead to Haugesund. So yeah, where we start? Let's start with Espen Ruud. Attacker returns again. Riza attacker returns again. Bakinga is chipping in with goals. He's a budget. He's a good budget striker there. But Haugesund stole us with 2 assists. Finally, he clicks in. Amitsbol, a goal and assist as well. A lot of options here in this game. So what can we read going forward?
Well, first of all, everyone need Ruud. That's for sure. He's up at corners. He's taking corners, taking free kicks. He's an offensive back. He's just the best man you can imagine to have in a fantasy team. Stølos finally getting 2 assists again. It was kind of 2 corners, but still, maybe this will start something for him. Haugesund with okay games coming up. Start, Sarpsborg, Viking, and Ålesund. Also Sandefjord next 6.
Yeah.
Great for him. It's a differential, but again, someone tried for 10 game weeks ago. It didn't work. I don't know if it will now either. But Bakenga and Simovic, both of them scored. Both of them started the game. I'm not sure if they will do that every game. So maybe they will rotate. Sometime Bakenga starts, sometime Simovic start. But just we'll see if that's that's an issue or not.
Yeah, that it sounds interesting here. I'm seeing in the chat. Where is the comment? I just missed it. Yeah, from Torstian Krokstad. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. He said that Zachariasen played as a number 10 today.
Yeah,
he is doing the KDB work apparently going forward. So I would be interested again if he plays that advanced. I know he's been excelling his chances when he gets into the box from outside, and if he sticks there as close as to the goal, then yeah, at 8.6 he could be one of the direct Hauge replacement. but both you and I have a different plan. So yeah, he could be one of them for sure.
Torstein Krogstad is number 18 in overall right now. So it's funny that I'm happy about that.
Welcome
he's watching
here.
us right now. That's
he needs to push to the number 1. So we hope that we can give that tips to him. Christiansen won against Brand. It's a 1-1 game. Pellegrino and Bamba. It's like a typical strikers game. But yeah, no clean sheets again for Christiansen. They are not as solid as before. I think Aspak has started this game, but yeah, I'm not sure about the defense anymore. They haven't kept a clean sheet for a while now. Same thing with the Brand. I don't know where to go. I think Trumson has left also to Turkey. And it will be interesting to see the replacement. I think Strand and Tyler has played on the wings last game. But yeah, what can we what can we read from this game, Espen?
Well, from the game, we can read that Kristiansund still struggle to keep clean sheets, and they for sure will do now next 5 games too. Okay, Ålesund first now, maybe a clean sheet. I actually don't think so. I think Ålesund will score. But then the 4 games after is Rosenborg, Vålerenga, Bodø/Glimt, and Molde is the 4 hardest games in the league. So Kristiansund defenders, you don't need that until maybe Gameweek 25. And for Brann, actually Grøgaard, 4.8 defender, has been playing as a winger, but they have now signed a new player, Mathias Rasmussen, who played for Start earlier. But I don't know if he's good enough to go straight in that team. So I've said it many times today, but Brann is also a let's see team. Bamba, he has missed so many chances. Like it has to be because he can't finish. It can't be just unlucky now anymore. He's not good enough, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. The Bamba for me is still expensive. How many goals he scored this season? 5. 1 goal in the last 4 matches. I don't think I will go there. Again, talking about strikers, there are so many better options. Maybe there is something. I liked Tyler at the beginning of the season, but he did not nail a lot of starts, I think. But recently he's playing decent minutes. He could be someone. I might be interested at 6.6. Fixtures for Brann are okay after Molde. They have Mjøndalen, Stabæk, Sandefjord, Haugesund. So yeah, I think there might be some differentials there. That's all I can say. And I think they signed a new player. We just learned that Grøgaard is playing out of position. He's a defender, but he's played on the wing. But from what I read this today, that they have signed a new winger. So that means goodbye, Thomas Grøgaard. I was preparing to talk about him today, but I'm not sure anymore. But he could have been a new VAJ, but sadly, it's not any longer. Viking, yeah, let's talk about your team, Espen. A win against Mjøndalen. Petici with the goal. I should have captained Petici if I want to go there, but I captained Berisha, who just been scoring 20 points, and the day I captained him, he just got me 1 point. So yeah. Talk to him.
I can talk about the injuries. Got some news. I just got a message actually from a man in Viking.
Nice.
But we will know, as Johannes Nesse said in the chat, I think we will know more, or maybe it was Jakob who said it, I can't remember, but tomorrow their last training, so we will surely know more tomorrow. But Berisha, it's nothing like what's the word, it's not a hard issue, it's not a big issue.
It's not serious.
It's not serious, correct. Thank you. So he's training, but he's training like not full. Maybe he will play, is what he's saying. And Tommy Høiland will, of course, start if Berisha is not ready. But it's Brian Berntsen, their manager, says that Tommy Høiland is not good enough to start for Viking at this moment. So most likely, if Berisha is nearly ready, he will start and play like 60 instead of Høiland, because the manager don't think Høiland is good enough at this moment. So I'm positive. I think Berisha is back. About Butici, he says, like I said earlier, his contract is going out this year and he will stay in Viking. And no one has said anything about his injury, so I'm pretty sure he's back.
Yeah, it's a weird flag from the game. We did not read the news, or he completed the game we did not see any issue with him. So it's a weird one, but it's good to know that he is all right. Yeah, contract issue, we can't do anything about it, but hopefully that will not affect his minutes. He's been phenomenal for sure. One guy I want to talk about from Mjøndalen is Twam. He is 4.4, the new enabler. He is the new job of last season, apparently. 3 bonus points in the game. He moved from start to Mjøndalen. Against Allison, he scored 11 points and then did not play against Kristensen. And then he got 5 points against Viking. So if you look for Hauge replacement, or not a replacement, an enabler, to fund up top or backward, then I think Isaac Twam is one of the probably the best ones to have starters. At 4.4, you don't need much from him. Yeah, that's. Do you have something to add on this part? I think there are some few more options enablers like Bell, maybe Berg if you want to max out on the Bodø Glimt guys. He's 4.5 still, but I think the Twam will give you that, like, the bench that you will not actually worry too much about unless there is an like absent. You'll not realize on that.
I think Twam is a fine enabler. But for me, he's still 0.2 more expensive than a midfielder in Kristiansund. His name is Diagne. He's not playing much, but it's like I had Ruud Tveter, 4.3. He never played for me. He never came in. I think this will be the last spot in my team anyway. So if I have Tvum or Diagne, which is not that expensive, for me the pick is Diagne. Yeah, he played the whole game against Start. Then he didn't play against Brann, but he came on sometimes and get 1 pointer. So if all my team is 3 of the starting 11 is out, he will come in for most likely 1 point, and that's enough for me. And now, as it looks like, we will maybe have a problem with the money. As Kjartansson, Berisha, and Junker, 3 expensive strikers. So for me, I would go 4.2 instead of 4.4.
You might have just solved one of my problems. We'll speak about my transfers at the end of the video, but I told you before we go live that the price rise of Junker did not locked me out of some other transfers, but we will leave it until the end. Stabæk, a clean sheet after a long time. We criticized the defense last Gameweek with Tom that they don't keep a lot of clean sheets this season, but they responded, and Hank Olsen in my team got 2 bonus points as well. Solheim 3 bonus points as well. Cassie is the intriguing one. He came on as a sub, goal, assist, and a bonus point. He is back, which I was hoping that Hank also would take the penalties if Buhinen is out or leaving. Also, one of the players with a rumor that he might be leaving. But it seems like Cassie took penalties before and he is ready to start. And we know him, excellent guy. He can chip in with goal assists, 5.7, 0.9%. He's one of the decent differentials, I think. What do you reckon?
Well, totally agree. I think it's a smart move. yeah, I don't have any much more thing to say, Karam. I think you're a smart man, and you know your stuff.
Thanks, appreciate that.
No, but I still think it's too early. But if you can afford it, he's still a cheap man, and he will play the games for Stabæk. He can be the replacement if you fit those three strikers and what you want in the midfield. Maybe him instead of Frank Olsen then, and you can have Hegg, Heim, or Dalan in defense. So
yeah,
it's a possibility.
Yeah, indeed. Last game of the game week is Bodø/Glimt. It's not that they did not smash Valor. It would have been a different score. It would be a really high scoring game from both teams, but they kept a clean sheet, not like the normal days against Valerenga. So Sindre Nagel and Junker with the goals. Hauge was his last assist of the campaign. But he also missed a penalty. And before his move, we chatted on Slack, and we shared the same thought that it's probably going to be Sindre Nagel anyway. It's like a transition for him. He would demand it. Hauge missed 2 penalties in a row now. Hello, Sindre Nagel, captaincy, penalties, a greedy guy who wants more. Surely he wants to see himself out of Eliteserien by the end of the season. But yeah, Sindre Nagel and Junker, good to see him back, and Boniface got a free yellow card to suspend himself from next game week. I don't know. I don't understand that. Bodø/Glimt, where to go after Hauge?
I think it's pretty obvious. It's Sindre Nagel, Junker, and Saltnes for now. But as we will see who will take Hauge's spot. Maybe Solbakken will be another one at 7.3. But they also got Jens Petter Hauge's brother back to Bodø now from second division team Grorud. And maybe he come back and gets a really good last end of the season, like Hauge did last year. He came in when Lajoni was out and played well. Maybe this is his brother's time to shine. So we'll see. But for now, Sindre Nagel, Junker, and Saltnes. But before last game week, people started talking about maybe Saltnes. 2 games in a row without anything. Will it continue now as Hauge is gone? Will Bodø/Glimt players be weaker? We don't know yet, so we have to see. But maybe Saltnes is a man who's leaving our team soon when other midfielders are getting better.
Yeah. Last week when I was talking to Tom, we both agreed that the Pellegrino, the Sindre Nagel, Hauge before he moves, and who else? Who is in our midfield? Petici. Also, how did I miss? But those 4 are the nailed-on players that you need to have. The 5th one is where you can break the template, and I think Saltnes is the boring one. He is a guy who would blank, he would return you a few points every now and then, but he's not the most exciting one, in my opinion. You look at his price, he did not even increase the whole season, like 7.7 now. He started 7.5, so he did not have a dramatic changes in terms of returns and prices and so on. So he's boring but consistent at least. If you look at more exciting options, then you go to Heinz, you go to Zacharias, and you go to, I see Johannes, he's already in the chat. Rosenborg out. Hello, Holse. I don't know, Holse, Sida, Edith Benro, Heland. There are so many wingers back now. So, Holse is a decent one. But who's going to start then? Donham, maybe? Donham from Valerenga. Lots of options.
2 Glimt assets then, if you go without Saltnes. Do we think that's enough? Do we think Bodø/Glimt will keep on scoring 6 goals in the games? Then we still gotta have 3. But maybe we can look at, I don't know, Bjørkan. Maybe he's starting to get more assists and maybe clean. I don't know.
It will be interesting. Definitely, Bodø/Glimt was smashing everybody because they used to overload the defensive from both sides. Now it feels like Solbakken will still like slowly emerge as an asset for the team. So most of the focus will be on Signal, and I don't know if that will draw the attention of the other team to mark Signal even more. So would they keep the balance? If so, then I expect them to continue to smash the teams, and then the motivation is like Signal will start thinking maybe to leave. I don't know, Juncker might leave. Close to be on the beach with the winning the league. I don't have an idea really. I must see them for next game week. I think too for next game week will not be the worst case scenario, and then you can assess if you need a third one. I like Bjorkan, but again they do not keep many clean sheets anyway this season. So he's I think 6 million mark around that Bjorkan. I don't know if I want to invest that much on him. So interesting one. But definitely time will tell. Looking forward to next game week, captaincy options. Let's see, game week 20 before the international break. We have to always start with Saturday matches. Kjartansen, one of the main contenders of next game week against Mjøndalen. Christiansen against Allison if you look for Pellegrino. Bodø/Glimt against Sandefjord. So how can we captain all of those guys? We have the attack. So is it time to think about it in this particular game week? You know, we can have Strømgodset as well. So what do you think?
I think it's time to go attack. As you say, we want to captain everyone. But last week I said it's not attack this week because Sinkernagel and Hauge, I thought both of them would play against Sandefjord, which means even a double captain on those two would be a better option maybe. So I was holding on that attack chip, but now as I see Hauge is leaving, last time when one of them was injured or what it was in a game, Bodø/Glimt lost something. They didn't perform as lately.
Yeah.
So and Sandefjord, 2 clean sheets in a row. I know it's Bodø/Glimt. They will score, I guess, 3 goals anyway. But maybe Sinkernagel score a hat trick. But look at those games. Kjartansson home to Mjøndalen, he will score. Berisha, if he's fit, of course, home to Strømsgodset. Even though Strømsgodset have been keeping clean sheets lately, I'm pretty sure he will score. And then you have Juncker as well. If Bodø win 3-0, okay, of course Juncker will be involved as well, as he will play and play 90 minutes for sure. I can't see why not go the attack chip. The only thing that won't make me do it is if Berisha is not ready. But the worst scenario is if we don't get information on Berisha. We don't know at the deadline. Should we waste the chip then and hope he will start? Or should we just survive with Captain Sinkernagel? I'm not sure. What do you think?
I've personally been hurt a lot of the injury news and some of the vague ones over the last few weeks. And I reached a point where I would personally probably not risk my chip if I don't have certainty that my 3 strikers will play. I know Kjartansen is a decent shout anyway. I know that Juncker is a decent shout anyway. But again, the question is, if I keep my chip for a later game week, say game week 30, and captain Sinkernagel, because with the attack, you can't captain Sinkernagel, you can't captain Pellegrino. So is Sinkernagel going to get another 20 points and ended up outscoring all of us? I don't know. But if I know that Berisha is ready, I'll be tempted to do the move, because I would also have to spend -4 to bring the 3 players. I have already 2, but to make the Juncker move, I need a hit. So a hit and then a chip, and then probably one of them might not start, at least Berisha. I don't know. It feels very tricky. And I haven't shipped Hauge out yet because I don't know where to go. I don't know who's else gonna go. Hank Olsen might go as well. So yeah.
But if you have a double captainship as well, I know it's not a smart move to go safe when you have a chip, but if we're not sure about Berisha. We have Junker, Kjartansson, and Berisha up top still, but I think Kjartansson home to Mjøndalen is the man you really want the captain on. Then maybe if I'm not sure about Berisha, I go double captain, Sinkernagel and Kjartansson, for example. The only issue there is Sinkernagel home to Sandefjord. In 2 game weeks, they have Mjøndalen home, and 2 game weeks after that, and Ålesund at home. So using a double captainship here, I don't want to do it. But it's a safe call if you know many people will go attack, but you won't risk it because Berisha is unsure.
With the current info that we have now, I look at the fixtures and say, if I have all the chips, I would actually be more tempted to use the double captain on Pellegrino and Sinkernagel. 2 midfielders, you get more points against Sandefjord and Ålesund. I know Sandefjord will not be beaten 5-0, but Sinkernagel can get 15 points by himself. Pellegrino, he looks as good as Kjartansson or as like the fit Berisha. So many options there. I'm unsure yet really. I'm interested to see from the guys in the chat. What do they think? What is their strategy for next game week? Johannes is asking you, Espen, what do you do if Berisha is not fit? Would you even keep him or sell him? Yeah, it's a tough question.
I saw just the question. It's a tough one. Of course, I will. Keep him. I think I will still go through with my plan with bringing in Junker and bringing in a cheap man for Hauge. But then I'm locked. As I said, maybe I would think about a double captain because it's still 6 players I want to captain here.
Yeah.
And but I don't think I will do it. So I actually think I will end up with captaining. If Berisha is not fit and we know it, everyone, then I know no one will play attack.
Yeah.
Then the captain is Sinkernagel and Kjartansson vice captain. So that's pretty decent. But if we are unsure about Berisha, that's the bigger question here. What do we do then? And that's the big call. I have no idea if I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think personally for my case that I have a lot of value tied up with Berisha. So I would actually, for free, I would do Berisha to Junker. And when Berisha is fit back, then I kind of bring him back. Because I think I bought him at what price? I can't see it yet. But I don't think I have a lot of value tied up. And Johannes is saying on the chat that there's a decent chance Pellegrino might actually leave before Monday, which the time where the window would close. So absolutely up in the air until Saturday afternoon. That's my feeling. Post 2 points is asking -4 for Kjartansson and Ruud. I think if you mean both, then I would take the hit for both of them to bring them both. Absolutely.
I think I would go Kjartansson if and then Ruud next game week. I'm not. Is it worth it? -4 for Ruud before a game at Lerkendal against Rosenborg away.
Well, Rosenborg looked shaky last game week. I would actually, I might be saving bringing Ruud afterwards for free, but it will not be the worst case scenario if you
Depends who he has there. If it's of course if it's just injuries, he has to do it. But if it's like Heggheim or Ness or someone, you can survive, of course.
Yeah, of course. Let's see a couple of questions from Twitter before we move on to have a look at our team. So thanks everybody who sent the questions. And I think one of the questions, obviously, thoughts on the new signing from El Puki. And the new signings, there are a few already. We've already mentioned Heinz, for example. He looked good for Salzburg. Any new signings that caught your eye that could emerge as fantasy assets?
As you asked the question, I'm not prepared. But the first one I think about is Henriksen, who played today for Rosenborg and played well. So I don't know if he's a fantasy asset just yet, but he has a great shot and maybe it will be. But for sure, Zachariasen and Holst is better picks there. In the same team, you have Pakonate, left back, 5.5. Looks like he played now again. I know Reitan has been out, but I don't think they will get Hedenstad back at the left. So I think he's pretty nailed. And at that price, and with Rosenborg out of Europe, I think it's a really good way to get in that Rosenborg defense, which I really think Rosenborg will be better. And we are sitting here complaining at Rosenborg, but they are actually close to getting that second spot. So they're not too bad. I can't come up with the other signings. It's of course Kjartansson in Vålerenga, but it's been a while since he came in. Talked enough about him. You have a central back in Sarpsborg, Dyrestam, came in a while ago. He's been playing. Even Horn is coming back from injury in Sarpsborg. He's playing. Sarpsborg actually played with 5 center backs last game. So. Well, of course, Stabæk has signed Antonsson today from Malmö. He's not been good for Malmö, I think. I think it's been a while since he performed well. So we'll see if he gets some goals. And you have Simovic in Odd, who assisted and scored last game week. But he's a really big man. I can't see a footballer there yet, but he scores and he assists. So of course he's good, but it don't says to me, oh, I had to bring him in. So
yeah, now most of them are a wait and see still. Probably we have more clue during the international break after the next game week. A question from Trevor, who joined our Slack. A defense with the best clean sheet chance for this week. Before we go live, I've been telling you that I might end up with Bork because of the budget. Actually, Valerenga against Mjøndalen screams a clean sheet. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think of... Can Bodø/Glimt keep a clean sheet against Sandefjord? If you look for the third one, it might be time for Bjorkan. But as we said, it's expensive. But he could be still an option.
I think the safest clean sheets are on Saturday. Sarpsborg and Vålerenga to keep clean sheets against Stabæk and Mjøndalen. I haven't checked the odds, but I actually think Sandefjord to score is a bigger chance than Mjøndalen and Stabæk. In Bodø/Glimt, Marius Lode got a red card last game, so he won't play, even though Høybråten has been good when he has played. I think Sandefjord can score. So to get in Borchgrevink and have a Sarpsborg defender in this game, that's 2 clean sheets.
Well, it sounds good. Kenneth is saying that Sveen from Bodø/Glimt to MIF, I think Mjøndalen he means, right? Oh, I mean, I don't like this guy. He wiped out 10 points from me. Just pointless. But yeah, well, could be decent. Interesting to see where he plays. But Mjøndalen are probably going down. Probably should have gone down last year, but they survived by the last Brockman miracle the last game week, from my memory. Looking ahead, I'll put up your team, Espen, which pretty much is very similar to mine. But yeah, tell us how many transfers. And I see the chip active. Beware, guys. He will not double capped. Oh, he will not attack with Wood. It's a placeholder. But just tell us about your plan.
Well, we touched on it for just some minutes ago. It's Ruud Tveter out, Junker in, Hauge last on the bench out, Diagne in, but I still need some money. And then it's actually, I'm thinking of Hanke Olsen out and Borchgrevink in. Hanke Olsen has a great game next game week against Ålesund at home. The games coming up after... It's games I don't think Stabæk will keep clean sheets. I'm pretty sure actually he's taking penalties. I've been told. So that's a big call to bring him out, and then suddenly Stabæk's getting 3 penalties.
Even with Bohinen of course, he will not be there with Bohinen on the pitch, but with Kasi back, is there any chance that he will step back from them? Because he's the captain, so.
I just heard that they will trust their captain. Someone said in Stabæk, but maybe that will change. I think maybe it was before Cassie was back. I don't know, but even though I might sell him actually, and then I have enough to get those players in -4 a hit, and then we talked about it. We'll see if Berisha is fit. If he is fit, I will go for Space Rush. I'm really sure about it.
Yes.
And one more thing, I actually have started Hanke Olsen and not Heggheim. A little change there. I think Sarpsborg Stabæk is yet again a 0-0 game, and I think, as I said earlier, Strømsgodset has to score now. I think they will score against Viking, so that's why I right now has benched Heggheim.
Oh, well, sounds a good plan. Pending the news, if Pellegrino leaves, if I don't know, Berisha is out, these transfers might just back to the drawing board. But it's good to have at least a plan, unless things change for sure. I'll put your team here, my team here. Your captain is I can't remember which was the one. Oh yeah, attack. So yeah, here we go. Same concept for my team. Hauge is third bench because he will be enabler. And I actually like the fact that you mentioned the 4.2 guy, because I just checked while you talk, and I can actually get Konati for Hank Olsen 5.5. Don't buy him, guys. I need him on this price. But basically, Hood will be Junker. Hauge will be enabler, whether that be Twam or more likely Diagna. And I need about 0.6, and that would be either Gregerson to pretty much Heidheim or whoever, or I would just do Hank Olsen to Konati. That's probably the plan. Now, any changes in the big hitters, I would have probably prioritized them and like make sure that I get Junker through easier way. But looking at Konati, looking at Rosenborg games, I don't think they will keep clean sheets in the next two, but I like what is afterwards. Odd and Christiansen are not great. And then Salzburg start beating okay. I mean, he can get some attack returns, can't he? Yeah, he's one of the possibilities. Bork is another one. Valerenga. They might troll. He might troll me again. Personally, he's been decent to many managers, but at least I didn't have good experience. I did get him in the wrong time, safe to say.
I can keep. It will change, of course, but if you look at every game until the season is ended, you can actually think, that's a game Vålerenga can keep a clean sheet in.
Yeah,
every game. It's no one that you can say, oh, okay, they will score. It's no one. They can keep a clean sheet in anyone. So we got to bring in Borchgrevink, and we got to have Kjartansson, and maybe we'll see if we got in Sarawi or Dunham later.
Yeah, that sounds a good plan. So attack is still my go, unless dramatic things change. The midfielders, they will smash it again. If Pellegrino stays in Eliteserien, he will smash Alessand. Same with Signal. So I don't know, but I think it's one of the best game weeks to activate the chip. That would keep me chipless, which means I'll have to go with my own afterwards. We'll see. But yeah, here it is. That's it for the stream. Thanks everybody for joining us here today. Espen, thanks again for being back, and wish you the very best of luck for the next game week.
Thank you, Karam. Great to be here as always.
Yeah, thanks a lot, and yeah, take care. Goodbye, everybody.